versus pleasure. What stands the test of time? Hello, my name is Tanya Jacob Vermakulam. Today my topic covers the theme of Week 6, Objects of Desire. Today, we are conducting a critical review of the excerpt from Nesbitt's book of our architectural anthology of feminism, gender, and the problem of the body. This body of text intends to highlight the abstract and conceptually intangible bridge between arousal and gender within the built form, which can be deemed as a more advanced connection to anthropomorphism within architecture. This body of text highlights the cross-disciplinary flexibility of the concept by comparing a variety of non-composite concepts. It supersedes the use of human dimension that was thematically found within classical architecture and Vitruvian qualities of past architectural agendas. Described from this excerpt is from Diana Grest and her observations on gender norms within architecture, and Bernard Tschumi and his insistence on the importance of arousal within architecture. There was what Tschumi interpreted or experiential qualities that could be received from the architecture itself. Architecture becomes remarkable when it becomes untraditional beyond the conservative and puritanical notion that architecture is being defined as being purpose-built. In a notable sense of irony, Tschumi asserts the importance of the unimportant, also known as pleasurable aspects of architecture, which interprets the widely held notion that general legacy conventions of purpose-built architecture are what history tends to prioritize, and important to cultural civilization, and anything beyond that can be considered distasteful, as if it lacks formal or any academic sensibilities. Tschumi's project, Parc de la Villette in Paris, is known for its indulgent sensibilities, of 35 grids devised from lines, points, and surfaces, not only making it a critical deconstructivist body of work, but the first urban cultural park in Europe, making it a very important piece of architecture in the cultural fabric of France. Though immediately strike the reader as negative towards gendered humanistic attributes, we generally all-encompassing word of man, hence it is done by the omission of in its plurality. You consider the male man first and the woman as an afterthought. Through this, we now link Diana Grest's assertion that architecture has intentionally omitted the philosophical role that women take on in creationary metaphors. Diana is using two key examples. She specifies that architectural systems are defined by what they include and what they exclude. Here, the Western foundations of architecture exclude women, as they're often deigned as the negative half of sexes in history. It is noted buildings are designed with the male-dominant purpose and proportion. The ambiguity of the human figure is supplemented with male figures, especially if you consider the Vitruvian man and his perfect proportions. And the second considers Di Giorgio, who stated that piazzas are more like the navels from which the city gets its nutrition from. Agreste counters this and states that piazzas are more like wombs. Anything otherwise would be omitting the role of creating human life that women are capable of. Now, with these two architects presented, we have now seen varying stances on the anthropomorphic aspects that architecture is capable of, in a far more advanced, expansive, and abstract outlook on architecture. It presents one of the many theoretical domains that architecture can present itself. To conclude, purism itself has a temporal nature. It is the status quo of what is expected for the time. Tschumi views this as a necessity for contradiction, whereas Agreste views this as a domain of original gender omission. Pleasurable aspects or results within architecture rely on addressing such issues in outside-the-box ways of thinking. These texts are organized in such a way for the reader to come to the conclusion and realize the importance of intangible relationship between the human and the architect.